Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
Arrested on Thursday, appearing in court today. Ayla Cimarron, Andrew Rios, Albert Santos II, Benster Benjamin, Isar Miller, Jimmy Hadley, and Marvin Retcham. New details released in a magistrate's complaint gives us a better idea of what happened to detainee Edrite Manson Isar hours before he was found dead on December 29, 2017. His body was found inside cell 13, B block at the Haggatnya detention facility. Court documents list how each defendant allegedly carried out the attack on Isar. It apparently started as revenge. Isar and Retcham, who were both making court appearances for pre-existing cases, got into a scuffle in a holding cell at the courthouse on December 28. That's where Retcham allegedly assaulted Isar as punishment for Isar having allegedly sexually assaulted a woman. KUAM files show Isar was in jail accused of breaking into a home and raping an 18-year-old woman with Down syndrome. Post-hearing and back at the Haggatnya lockup, the attack on Isar continued. Retcham and Benster allegedly punched and kicked him before telling him to go to the next jail cell for further beating by Santos. When Isar returned to his assigned jail cell to lie down, Benjamin continued to beat him, punching and kicking his head and chest. But it didn't end there. Court documents state Hadley then took his turn to attack Isar, then Cimarron, then Miller, and finally Rios. While the majority of the defendants are charged with murder, manslaughter, and aggravated assault, Rios is charged with rape. Covering his hands with a plastic bag, Rios is alleged to have used his fingers to penetrate the victim from behind. Not dead yet, court documents state Isar was struggling to breathe, but still conscious at the time. His cellmates told investigators his ribs and sides of his torso had gone soft. By 10 o'clock that night, documents state Isar was cold to the touch and sweating, and did not respond when other inmates tried to wake him up. Nearly 12 hours had passed before the prison's health staff determined Isar was dead. Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Aurelio Espinola, in a previous interview with KUAM, insinuated there may have been a cover-up. When he arrived to the scene, the victim's clothes and cell were clean, and there was no evidence of foul play. It wasn't until after an autopsy was he able to determine Isar died from a crushed chest and lacerated liver, consistent with being stomped or kicked to death. Court documents state his cellmates changed his clothes at one point because Isar urinated and defecated on himself. Inmates did not tell corrections officers about Isar out of fear they would be targeted next.
Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.